Alright guys, we're back. Path of Exile. Picking up right where we left off. I picked up one summon in between episodes here to help us speed along a little bit. We were at the prison, and we are moving on with the game. As you can see, I popped in here real quick. Had to restart the episode because some of the textures hadn't loaded when I first walked in. So you can kind of see already, even with the extra summons, we've already got more. Even though our zombie count is actually kind of low, because we can only have, well, we can have 4. It kind of appears that we have more summons than we typically do. And that's because when you play a Necromancer, you want to summon minions. And so we're going to focus on making sure we have minions on the field at all times. Always pick up our Scroll of Wisdom. Debating on whether or not I want to start clearing out everything just to farm XP, or if we just want to push areas to get further along in the game. And I think I want to farm XP a little bit of XP anyway, just to play it safe, as safe as possible. I've been going through and watching some of the past videos, and I always watch the videos when I edit them, and I've noticed I have this very bad habit of saying quite a lot. And see, I just did it right there. Well, did it again. It's just part of my personality, I think. I'm gonna try to work on did it again there, on removing that from my regular speech pattern, but you'll have to bear with me as I try to work through that. It's a work in progress. As usual, see, it's so hard to break that habit. If you have any advice or tips for me in Path of Exile or any of the other playthroughs I'm playing through right now, feel free to leave a comment or send me a private message about any advice you have on me running this channel or playing games or just life in general. It's always appreciated. We don't want to go that way. We don't have to do the Trial of Ascendancy again, so we're not going to do that. Just came back from there. That is one of the nice things about the game, is once you've completed the Trial of Ascendancy, even if you die, you don't have to do it again, at least not on the same character. Now, if you're playing a new class, you may have to do it there, but I'm not positive about that. Really do wish we had skeletons here. I'm not sure what that is. What is that? We're not going to try to push the Delirium stacks here. One, because it's going to be difficult to do. We don't have a whole lot of unexplored area. And two, I really do think skeletons are critical in being able to push Delirium content. I'm surprised we don't have them yet. Maybe we get them after this one, though. Kind of hope we do. So we'll just take this nice and slow. Nice and steady. I think that Lapis amulet was our Delirium reward. Well, I did say I was going to try to farm a little bit of XP, but I don't think we're going to worry about it too much. I can always do that off camera if I'm short of level 40 when we go to fight Timinius. I think the recommended level for him is like 34. So 40 is overkill at that point, but Finding him at level 40, I found yesterday that it gives you a lot of room for error and just tanking a lot of that rain damage. Plus, you can kill him a lot quicker, so you don't have to worry about dying essentially. Because that's been the most punishing aspect of our PoE career so far, is the deaths. Our HP going to 0. Which is the quickest way to lose a game. Have your HP go to 0. I can't even remember the reason. Oh, we have to kill Brutus here. Which this will be nice if you just started watching the Delirium playthrough and didn't watch the Metamorph series. You probably haven't seen Brutus yet. You get a chance to see him here. Fairly easy boss in my opinion. Famous last words though. Delirium mobs are kind of testing me a little bit. We'll push a little bit here. I think that needs to be the way you address the Delirium. You need to assess, be constantly assessing if you can push, if you can't push. That's the we're not really doing a whole lot of damage here. It's taking us quite a while to take out any of these mobs, to be honest. I think I'm not sure skeletons are gonna help. Well, this would have definitely helped. The Diamond Shrine. Skeletons are necessarily gonna help us with killing that much faster. We'll have to pick up some damaging talents and abilities. Can we open up this blue? Can we have no zombies up right now? It's okay. This is the same recording session, well, the same day from the last episode. It's probably 4 or 5 hours later. I'm not sure if it's good practice to date your YouTube episodes. I don't think it is, but I don't think people that are watching or going to be potentially watching my content in the future have any preconception about how YouTube works and the magic of batch recording. Or maybe they do. I think there was a time when I did. Many years ago. It's amazing that YouTube's been a platform for... It's been well over a decade now. I'm not sure exactly how long. But for quite some time anyway. Maybe 2 decades at this point. Sawbones, we remember you. Never forget Sawbones. I don't feel like there's a whole lot that can stop us in Act 1. Is this the right way? Yeah. It's the only way. I wonder what the dialogue is if you're playing a different class at this point in the game. Maybe you don't even fight Piety at all. I could be fighting somebody entirely different. for all I know. I can't imagine that the game would be set up that way, but anything's possible. The dialogue would definitely have to be different. Unless, okay, here's Brutus. Damage is super light at this stage in the game. You can see he doesn't really do a whole lot of damage. His spike does hurt, but they give you a ton of breathing room. Iron Ring, we don't really want any of that stuff. So we are good to exit here. Letter of instruction. Don't need that. Let's see, are we rolling into Act 2 or not? We have to clear the Siren Cavern out to clear Act 1. That's kind of nice. I think they gave us that waypoint there without us having to check it. Must be something, I think it did anyway. And if not, I mean, that's something they should probably do. If the waypoint's right at the start of a zone and you zone into that zone, just go ahead and give it to you. Or they could do that on a case-by-case basis. What I keep suggesting things like anybody's listening to this, or these types of changes even really matter. They're minor inconveniences at best, and probably not something anybody's really concerned about, especially with the new patch being just released. Alright, so now these are the moments where, for this character anyway, it's time to step back. Because there is something just absolutely tearing into us here. Whatever that is right there. Is that the boss, the Burning Menace? That hurt pretty bad there, pretty bad. I think we're just gonna exit out of the fog there. That was kind of scary. It looks like if you exit out of the fog, maybe you don't get everything that you've been working for or had earned so far. Hard to tell. Now I may not record the next episode. Well, yeah, I may not actually publish the next episode, or I won't record my next playthrough session of this, just to kind of try to get us back again to level 40. Hopefully not die. If you remember last episode, I said I had to get some kind of recording to keep the series going. So that's why I put last episode up, going through Act 1. But in future, if we have to start over again, which I pray to the PoE gods that we don't, we might put some other kind of filler episode in, or filler series rather, just to put a little bit more variety on the channel. And I'll just play PoE off camera. In fact, the more I say that idea, the more committed to it I am. That actually sounds like a nice way to do it. And so if we wind up getting to level 90, or let's say level 80, that could potentially buy us 4 or 5 days or longer of some other content while I level whatever character we're playing at that point back to the level cap, or whatever point it was that we had died at. I think we screwed this up here. We were supposed to follow the Emperor Road, and we went rogue. This is the alternative path, I think. But I wonder if they will give us credit for going this way, or... This is like part 2 of this quest line, was to head this direction. It's hard to say. We are about to find out, though. At the very least, we can grab this waypoint over here. In the ship's graveyard, which I believe is right in the entrance here.
The sirens appear to be dining well.
That's right over here. We'll do this encounter real quick and then head back to Lion Eyes. Travel to Prisoner's Gate. Yeah, so I guess you do have to go up the road, which makes sense. I think Piety closes down the road, if I recall correctly. Let's go to Lion Eyes real quick, though. Hopefully get our Ray Skeleton skill. Can we please have it? No. Please? Ray Skeleton? Summon skeletons. Yes, please. Frost Wall. It's probably an interesting skill there. I have one blue slot open. I think actually we want to put our minion damage support on the skeletons. Whoops. The notice board there. I think we can probably get rid of most of these. Oh, these boots are at least socket-wise better. Lose some intellect, but I think for the movement speed, at least I'll swap them out. We'll sell this 30 intellect for this. 7% spell damage. Yeah, we'll definitely. For whatever reason, we can't. Oh, it's because we have the trade window open. That's something else I don't like, that you can't shuffle your own personal equipment while you have the trading window open, or the selling window. I'm sure there's a technical reason they did it that way. I don't know what it would, how much effort it would cost to swap that out, or if it's even worth it. Maybe I'm the only one that finds that annoying. And maybe after a while you just get used to it, and kind of want to carry that with us for some reason. And I do kind of want to try this out. Do we have an open? Nah, we don't, fortunately. The other classes, I'm sure, are really fun to play. I don't doubt that one bit. Let's go back to the Prisoner's Gate. I'm committed to experiencing the Summoner, or the Necromancer, to its full potential. Let's actually swap this around. We want skeletons on E, our Holy Relic on R, because we'll only be summoning that once every blue moon. And let's get our Z-Mobies up. We said we were going to head towards this way next to get to, what's this spell called? Death Attunement. Eventually I'm going to know all these talent trees by heart too. The names and the skills and abilities. I doubt it, Piety. I doubt that very much. So the alternative direction was, I believe, just through here. Though looking at this, that doesn't... I didn't think we had to go through the ship's graveyard, but maybe we do. If we do... Somebody's died at level 94 there, at position 36. So if I had to guess how many people were level 100 right now in hardcore, I'd say probably 3. Could be more than that though. It's just guessing here. But less than 36, and somewhere between 0 and 35. This is where the All Flame was at, if I remember right. Down in the graveyard cave. Do this real quick. Our summons feel kind of weak still. I think we'll... trying to debate if I want to push the Delirium realm here, and I think for this, I think we're going to do it. We took a lot of damage there. Those are explosions that we don't want to set off. We'll trip that though. Yeah, our damage is not very good right now. At all. Even with the skeletons. Which is kind of the bad part about building our talent tree the way that we did. Man, I don't think we would build it any other way at the start, but it makes pushing these, we'll try to get these ones real quick. Nah, they vanished before we could even start going at them there. Not too bad, not too good either there. We definitely need some of our minion skills. We at 4 zombies, I think so. Death Attunement. It's the ability we're gunning for. Now, the bad part about going so far to that tree, in my opinion, is, and I think it's actually recommended that you do go for that skill first, because 1 extra minion is worth a significant amount of damage, especially if you're running nothing but minions. It takes so long to get to that talent that you have to gimp yourself for at least a few levels. I know I could have gone to the left-hand side of the tree and gotten there faster, but I feel like picking up the archer support. The shields is worthwhile there. Is the All Flame? Yeah. I don't think there's anything else in this cave. So we should just be able to grab that and take that to Captain Fairweather? If I got that name correct, I will I'll be amazed. Not that way though. Scroll wisdom here. Always. Fairgraves, Captain Fairgraves. Is it really only 4? Yeah, I guess we only get 4 zombies. That was too easy there. No half measures, thank you. Travel to Lion Eyes. Find another way into the forest. That's what we're doing now. Mirvale's Cave, I feel like, is the entrance to the next zone. Which I don't think we're really ready to. We're definitely not ready to fight the boss. I feel like level 20 is a good. And this first boss has been tough for me since I usually pick up the defensive skills. There's some of these, like that last phase, I think she takes reduced elemental damage or maybe no elemental damage. She becomes quite tanky there. You'll see that here. Maybe this episode. We got 30 minutes left in our hour here. I would actually like to get that done this episode. Let's pop in our talent point. You know, the nice thing about going this way, though, is we will pick up a gem slot early, which we typically don't do. Cavern of Wrath? That doesn't feel right. What was in the Cavern of Wrath? I can't remember. This is where... Oh, this is Maryville's Cavern. Okay. Maybe we'll just get the waypoint and bow out of there. Find another way to the forest. Is that down here? Yeah, there's another zone exit over here. If I'm not mistaken. I thought it was going to be right there. I could just be mistaken, guys. Could be mistaken. In fact, it's starting to look that way. I know watching this video, me constantly having the map up is probably kind of annoying. Just can't really see anything. I forgot to pick up the Delirium for this map. Well, this is going to be kind of weak, but we'll do it anyway. These guys look quite big. Some of the other things I heard that they were talking while the community's requesting is a way to hotkey turn the Delirium off when it gets out of hand, which is this button here. While players are looking for a hotkey. And there might be a way to do that. That's not an official hotkey from GGG, but players are apparently looking for that. So maybe it's very important when you, if you're constantly looking through the fog, to have an ability to shut it off real quick if you overstep. Well, I think we just want to go back at this point. I did see that we dropped 2 rings on the ground. We're going to go back and get them. Ring and a belt. There's one resource we have tons of. It's portal scrolls. Portal scrolls. See if this stuff's any good. It's probably not, though. That's not any good. 27 strength. That's probably better than the belt we got. 250 life. 120 mana. These are not any good. This is probably not fantastic, but seeing that we don't have a ring, just pop that in. And deposit the reagents. I'm going to put that in, but it really doesn't matter. I think we'll just still hang on to that in case we find something good. What does she give us for this quest here? Flesh offering is the one we want for sure. In fact, I think we're gonna have to swap some items around to get that equipped because that is a very good ability to have. Let's see, can we purchase a... No, not from her, it doesn't look like. Maybe Bestial has something.
Not right now.
He actually doesn't have any gear. Yep, we wanted to pick that up.
Still alive, are we?
Do you have a double blue, preferably linked item for... I guess feed is really what we're looking for here. Double blue feet. There's double blue gloves, which is probably... That's probably good enough.
Farewell.
So we'll buy that. Jump into here and see if I can remember what item does what here to upgrade this. Upgrades normal to a random rarity. Sure, let's go with that. I think we got tons of those. Well, the magic was not great, and I think the magic to rare is... Forges a rare item. No, not that one. Forges a magic item. A normal to a rare item. This is actually the one we wanted to use. Finding the... Is it this one? Yeah, I think we're going to use one of these. I think these are pretty rare, though, the Regal Orbs. We're going to do it anyway. Because we are crazy like that. Dexterity and maximum life? Well, don't hold out, guys. Don't hold back on the good stats. Some of you might have cringed at that, and maybe that is cringe-worthy, but, those are in stacks of 10. Well, maybe we do have more of those. They're not just not stacked. No, it kind of looks like we only have 2 of those. So they are pretty rare, but it's definitely worth it, I think, to have Flesh Offering. I mean, that's not really that important. You know, realistically, we probably didn't need to do that, but it's done now. Find another way to the forest. So we might actually be at the end here, now that I'm looking at it. Yeah. So the other way to the forest is through her cave, and we do have to take her down. So maybe level 15 is the cap here. Let's try to do a little bit of farming here, so we can at least get to 16. I think 16 might be the bare minimum I've killed her at. Or the lowest I've killed her at. And she was tough when I had to do that. For me, guys. For me. Although I may have a better build now than I typically have at this point in the game. There's a lot of mob spawn just now. Try to level up gems while we're moving along here. Make sure we do our flesh offering to get our speed and damage boost. I think it's speed and damage we get. Should probably pick up this frost shrine too. Just kind of avoiding it under the pretense I thought it was going to hurt us there. It's dead end. Pop these pods. Yeah, you kind of have to keep your head on a swivel for this mode. That's what I've been seeing. And we're out. That's probably for the best, really. We're actually pretty weak at this point in the game. We're not really doing a whole lot of damage. Which makes sense, right? Because we picked nothing but defensive skills so far. It's all defensive. These are the only offensive skills we picked. And those are just 10 intellect. I'm not sure how well intelligence stacks with minions, or how minions scale with intelligence. I don't believe it's good though. It's probably not terrible. I mean, it probably does affect it to some degree, but actually, I wonder if we can just see real quickly. Gives you mana and an energy shield. Is that all that gives? See, I was under the assumption that it gave you like spell damage and don't get me wrong, those are all good things that we definitely want. Well, 94 died at position 41. That feels really, really bad. Really, really bad there. Hate to be that guy right now. Set a trap for us there. Although at least that that player got to experience some of the end game, which is more than I can say at the moment. Let's see, we're definitely gonna hit level 16 here. The funny thing is, I don't feel like we skipped any quests, so I'm not sure how we're missing so much XP. There was a lot of areas we did kind of travel through quickly, though. Be really nice to get this gem socket, although I don't have a gem on me before we get to Mervale. Part of me is really surprised that we're at the end of this cave, to be honest. I didn't expect us to get here. Act 1 felt really short this time around, I'll say that. Shorter than usual. I think that's it for mobs we can farm. We'll salt that lonesome crab there. Duresso. You know, that name sounds familiar too. Oh wait, wasn't Duresso the guy from the Gladiator from? Is that just Act 4? Oh, that's the. Huh. And Mervale was the one he was fighting for in the arena. So she's a siren. Well, now I'm really confused and really interested as well. I'll definitely figure out what's going on in that lore here after this playthrough and try to update everyone next video on what I find. But I'm almost positive Duresso was the Gladiator. Mervale was the one he was. I just didn't make the connection last time we went through there. I think one of the other things the developer said that they were going to work on with the fog, and I might butcher this because hasn't really been an issue for me yet, is the area that you kill the mobs in. The Delirium, the credit you get for Delirium doesn't stack the further you go out. It's a linear progression. So if you're a really strong player, you still have to kill the mobs in the beginning of the area and climb your way out. that way. So you can't immediately ramp up the difficulty. Well, you can by going to the edge, but it's actually not beneficial to do that. I did have a bunch of these, and it said when I collected 100 I could do something with it. I should have 100 now. You can see we finally got a ton more minions than we... I mean, I think currently right now we have more minions rolling than we did on the previous playthrough. Probably by almost double. Even though we don't have any zombies up right now, which is strange. And yesterday, before my character had died at level 40, I had as many as we have now, plus an additional 3. Plus 1 for each one that we have up now. So about another 9 or 10. Or maybe I'm over-exaggerating there. Like 7 or 8 maybe. Deresso. If you remember when we went through the arena portion of it, our character said she's not real. And so maybe neither one of them are real. Or they're both, maybe they're both metaphorical? I don't know. I have no idea. I will find out, though. Mervale. So if you just started watching our Delirium playthrough, that started, I think it's episode 6, so 6 days ago. 6 or 7. So yeah, 6 or 7 days ago. Anyway, you didn't see this this boss fight. If this is your first time seeing Path of Exile content, we should really be pumping that out and actually getting ourselves some zombies back up. And some skeletons, please. She's got all of her. This is the problem with this fight, is if you can't kill the ads out quickly enough, the boss will just sit in the corner and regen her health bar. She's got 2 more phases here, I think. Yeah, maybe just 1. The zombies, please. And skeletons. We capped at 5 at the moment, I think we are. Kept at 4 and 5. This is where I think the Necromancer becomes difficult, because you got to make sure you keep your summons out. But you got to know how many you have, because you don't want to be throwing in empty cycles where you're just refreshing zombies or skeletons. And it's garbage loot there. Let's read this real quick. So did she transform as a result of the gem? Kind of sounds like she did. Oh, I like that quite a bit. We can hear the dialogue between the loading screens. But it did cut out there. It's unfortunate.
It's nice to see there's still some life in this flickering corpse of the continent.
I totally agree with that sentiment. It's nice to see there's still some life. That's such a fun skill to use too, the... What's it called? Flesh offering? Feels good. Yeah, let's do it. So it kind of looks like maybe one of the changes they made is to front load some of these mobs to keep players from running too far deep into the fog if they're not quite ready for it. Because I don't remember there being this many mobs spawning yesterday, even right at the start of the instance. And in fact, when I did this area yesterday, I did clear this whole map, which doesn't look like I'm going to even come close to doing. I might do it, but I might die in the process. Looks like that was an exploding one. I don't know if that's a mob you can kill or if that guy's just there to throw in, toss damage at your face while you're going real deep into the fog here. Just keep running with it. Although I think we're about to hit our... Yeah, we hit the edge there. It's alright.
Too much clutter.
Longsword's not any good anyway. How do we know? 2 sockets. 2 sockets. I think that's a decent way to judge gear. Even though I'm pretty sure you can reforge, quote unquote, the sockets on items. Not sure if it's worth doing it for a 2 socket or a 1 socket item. It's a name mob here. What is this? Well, it's Dead Man, I think. Oh, one thing I found out playing yesterday. Well, let's go and put our scope on it while we're staring right at it. The camps or the hideouts that you can do, you can actually decorate them quite a bit. You can add different NPCs right there when you're at the camp, as well as just put in like decorations like fire and vines and benches, and it's pretty cool actually. Pretty cool. I didn't explore it too much, but I did mess around with it for a little bit, and it's very intuitive and very well laid out. I was pleasantly surprised with that. I think you can buy stuff in the shop too. I'm not positive on that, but it seems like it would be a good spot to sell shop items, so probably. I think I remember seeing that too. I'm not 100% sure on that, but probably. So it looks like it took us roughly 2 hours to finish Act 1 and to get to level, what are we, 17 now? We're 17. It kind of feels like a crash here when the wheels stop turning. Yeah, level 17. So we get a little bit faster at getting through there each time we play. That's probably something that we should be able to do in one episode, though. The entirety of Act 1. But that's going to do it for us here, guys. Appreciate everybody watching the series. If you like the video, go ahead and drop it a like. If you like me, as always, subscribe to The Unusual Maw. And we will see you in the next episode. Path of Exile, Delirium. Alright, guys. See you next time. Take care.